You're up.
Okay. Ryan Covert, your top shelf Butler News, talking to Butler County's very own Aaron Epps. You graduated Butler High School, right?
Yes, 98.
And from then on, you went to be a basketball coach.
Yes. I went to play college ball at Slippery Rock, Clarion, and then I transferred to Slippery Rock, and then right after college, I started coaching with my mother at Butler.
Pretty much dedicated your life to basketball then?
Pretty much so,
Yeah. And basketball's been pretty good to you so far?
It's been great to me until about 3 days ago.
About 3 days ago. So you were the Springdale varsity coach.
Yes.
And you guys made the playoffs this year.
Yes.
And after they let you go a few days ago, you just found out this, after they kind of said you were going to return.
Yes.
And the reason why was, you want to tell us? You want to tell us the reason why?
Yeah, I mean, so basically what happened is since I got to Spring, it was a really, really bad program. It was a job that no one really wanted. I took a chance on that job. And, you know, our team, we basically turned the whole program around. Won their first section title since 1993, 3 straight playoff appearances. I mean, when I got the job, you know, they said that, you know, they wanted the gym packed. We probably had the most electrifying crowd in 2A. Everything that was asked by the kids and the coaching staff, we did. So fast forward to this year, we had a real good season. We were seeded 4th for the playoffs, which is a high seed, obviously. And we thought we were going in for the playoffs, and the school decided that we had 3 kids with COVID, so they decided that we weren't playing.
So was this Whitfields?
No, that was Springdale. But yeah, it was the WCL playoffs, yes.
So, but it wasn't it was actually the school that decided that you guys couldn't play. It wasn't.
Yeah, the Whitfield kind of left it up to the schools, the individual school districts, as far as if they wanted to play or not.
Okay.
My rift and our players' rift is, one, I have 3 seniors on that team. One of them was getting recruited in college and never gets that experience again.
Yeah.
And so that was where my mindset was, and we had enough kids to play. Like, you need 5 to play basketball. We had like 7 or 8 that could have played. Right. And a lot of my main players were going to be there. And the funny thing is, Upper St. Clair went the next week and won with 6 players.
Yeah.
So that was upsetting. So the kids and the parents and myself, I'm not even going to call it a protest. We went down to the school and basically asked them, you know, why. We wanted answers. Like, what was the reasoning? They were saying CDC requirement, but the CDC makes recommendations. They don't make you do something.
Did Upper St. Clair have positive cases too? Is that why they only had them kids?
Upper St. Clair had positive cases. A lot of teams, most of the teams last year went in there shorthanded.
Okay.
But there was only a handful, and most of them had an outbreak, so they had to, you know. Our situation was different. We had enough kids to go. And so when we went down there, it was only like 2 players, me, and like 6, maybe 8, 10 parents. We just went down there, you know, because we wanted answers. You know, there wasn't no bulldoze in the administrative building. There was none of that. I mean, for one thing, I always told people, you got to buzz somebody in to get in. If we were being rowdy, why would you buzz us in?
Right, you guys were trying to talk to them about, you know, the work that you put in and the fact that you didn't think that it was right that the kids couldn't play, that weren't sick, and the team was ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, you want to give the kids the opportunity to play that can play.
Some of them are never going to get the chance to play again.
Never in their life. I mean, it's bad enough. A lot of these kids lost prom. A lot of these kids lost a lot of things. And I just felt for those seniors. And so, my kids want to protest. I'm a guy that I'm going to ride it out with my kids. I coach for the kids. I don't coach for.
Yeah, you're on the team too. I mean, you're part of the team. So if the team's doing something, the team should be.
Yeah, and we were unified. You know what I mean? So it wasn't. We were unified, and so after they didn't let us go to the play, the biggest problem was the superintendent wouldn't even talk to me. Wouldn't talk to any of the parents. Wouldn't talk to any of the players. I mean, how can you not look the kids in the eye and at least tell them, what happened? Even if you didn't agree, it would have been a lot more respectable. If you would at least talk to the players. And that's why the players and parents were so irate.
So he kind of had it's my way or the highway type deal, and there's no, like I'm in charge here, and this is my call, and this is the call that I'm making, and Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
Yeah, he was on a power trip, basically, and he made that decision. Basically, it was his decision.
It seems like there's a lot of coaches that are good coaches that are, helping, mold our youth in athletics that are being let go. Like I think them kids that are the guys at Pine Richland were also, they were winning playoffs every year, things like that. And they let them guys go for, eating a sandwich. Like the COVID protocol seemed to be really out of control when it comes to, kids sports.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's been out of control for years. It's just everything's political, and everyone thinks their kid's the best player in the world, and when they're not. And then, people, it takes one or two people that don't like you that got a connection on the board. Now, this didn't happen with me. I had zero issue with parents, but I'm saying in general, parents or somebody with a lot of power, they'll go, and then you can have a great season. Doesn't matter if that person has connections and wants you fired.
I think that's one thing, though. If anything I know about you, you're playing the guys that deserve to be playing. You're not doing anybody any favors.
No.
That's why you guys are winning games and going to playoffs, because you got the best players playing the best positions.
Yes.
Regardless who their parents are or what.
Yes, I don't.
Pressure you're getting to play kids.
I tell people I would play a 7th grader over a senior if he was better, if I was allowed.
Yeah.
Whatever you get, whoever's better plays. Because I hated in high school, when I was playing in high school, it was like you had to wait your turn.
Yeah.
If you were a 9th or 10th grader and you was going up against the senior or junior, you didn't play. Like, people were amazed that I only started 2 years, junior and senior, because that's the way it was in Butler. And I said to myself, if I ever get a head job, I'm never being that way.
Kind of sounds like Butler politics in a way. You got to wait your turn. But it's I think you're doing a great job with the kids. What do you think's in the future for you? Are you going to look for another job or get any kind of inquiries from other teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the resume that I have, just humbly speaking, that I could get another job. It's not really about. I think people don't realize I've been coaching 17 years.
Yeah, right.
They're so young that they don't that's a long time to be coaching. And like I said, I got a son in 7th grade at Shaler, and he's 1 year away from being a 9th grader. If I coach somewhere, I'm going to miss his games unless I'm coaching him. I would miss all his games, and I'm not willing to do that.
Right.
So I don't know if this is it for me. If it is, it's been a good ride. But I also coach AAU too. So I coach my son's AAU, so basketball. So I got 5 years with that. And I got a daughter now, a young daughter. So I know I'll probably get back into the girls' game eventually. But right now I'm just, enjoying a little bit of the time off. So
one thing you hear about when it comes to coaching and like politics and things like that is like Butler High School is, I think, a prime example to where a lot of people talk about the politics on who's playing and who's coaching and things like that. I know your mom was she was a basketball coach too, right, for a long time. I still see her at the Cubs Hall. She's still coaching kids, but not at the high school level.
No, she's at Seneca Valley. She's a head girls coach.
She's head girls at Seneca Valley now? Okay,
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What was it that happened at Butler with her? Something?
Oh, they had all kinds of crazy allegations and saying that she abused them physically and all that. That's the thing. Like, it could be the littlest thing.
Right.
And if it's somebody that's powerful, that's it. It's tough to, and the kids, my kids are great, but it's not the same era as what me and you grew up. You know that.
Sure.
You know that. It's an entitlement. Everything now. Every sport is basically year round. Wasn't like that when we were there. Now soccer's a year round sport. Baseball's. So these kids, a lot of people, they go play in other, club teams, and they're great. But they come back to high school and they think that they're supposed to be, these superstars, and then so parents, they don't like that. They don't like that their kids not getting favoritism and stuff like that. Now again, my Sprino parents are the greatest. I never had a problem with them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about in specifics in sports. It's really unfortunate.
Sure.
Yep.
That's the nice thing about coaching boxers is like, okay, you want your kid to get a fight, I'll get him a fight,
Yeah.
Call Detroit and see what they got.
Yeah.
Get somebody for them, don't worry, if that's what you want to do, and then they usually change your story. Like,
but even boxing, there's politics, with the promoters, it's really in everything, really.
All sports in general, there's definitely politics. And it's too bad because it's about molding kids more than it is, the kids that earn the spots should be the ones playing, and that's simple as that.
Yep.
And to get rid of good coaches over, winning. What were you guys on? You guys were winning.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I know that's not the only thing, but I don't think anybody was being jeopardized either at the same time.
I mean, if you're coaching, you want to get fired because you didn't get the job done, wins and losses. You don't want to get fired because you protest with your kids, and you shouldn't. Like I said, I have a right to protest. They have a right to fire me.
It's America.
That's their right. I wasn't mad about that. I was mad. Why'd you wait 3 months to fire me?
That's how long it was.
3 months.
3 months.
Like, if you were so upset about the protest that happened 3 months ago, why didn't you fire me right after that?
And there was nothing that was said to you in that time. You were pretty much convinced you were coming back, and that was.
I thought I was. Yeah, I mean, I thought I was coming back. Like I said, I met with them last week. They said, we want you back. We took you to we want you back. And then I think that the superintendent knew that I still had a gripe because I still haven't spoken to you.
Yeah.
Just common courtesy. You got 3 seniors that will never get that opportunity again. You got a coaching staff that came in and turned around a program. And, obviously you're emotional because it's like, we can't even go to the playoffs. So you would think that he would call and say, hey, coach, man, I'm sorry, but never heard from him. So it just goes to show you that they didn't really care about the kids. It wasn't about the kids, they're not that serious about sports or the kids. I mean, if you do something like that and don't want to face the coach, just be a man and face them.
Yeah.
Especially the kids.
Yeah,
because they want answers. So.
Sure, they worked hard to get there, and I think they deserve the answers, right?
For sure.
So, all right, Aaron, you got anything else you want to say?
No, thank you, man.
No, I appreciate you. So that's Ryan Covert, Top Shelf Butler News, with my live interview with Coach Aaron Epps. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you.